Well, you're welcome.
To the barber shop.
You're welcome.
To the barber shop.
Barbershop podcast. Ryan was telling me episode over 250, like 254, 253.
253.
253, an incredible number, especially when I was promoting the show in the 240s.
Yeah.
And we are on the eve of our 5th anniversary, and you tend to lose track of it sometimes, but...
Which should be, so that should be 260.
Yeah.
So we're way off.
We've
gotten way off over the years.
But like it's kind of like a golf shot or a rocket shot. If you're off by 1 degree at launch, by the time you get to 5 years, you're a couple neighborhoods away. But what a trip it's been, eh, Ryan Cannon? Like, tell me about it.
It sure has.
Who would have thought 5 years ago when the interweb was a little boy compared to the strapping man he is today, and we rode a crazy ride on what you can do with a little imagination, a little brow sweat, and some conviction, trying to fill a hole. And that's really what we do our whole life. We try to fill a hole. We fill a hole in someone's heart, fill a hole in someone's stomach, fill a hole wherever someone needs someone who hasn't been filling it to the degree it's been filled, or if filled at all. You feel compelled to be the one to fill the hole, and we do that because music is omnipresent. It's everywhere. It is vital. It continues to grow and evolve, and yet it's like you lived in some sort of terrible communist country where there's all of this food and there's only 2 markets and they only serve 5 things at the 2 markets, and you have to line up for 3 days to get that. That's kind of the case with the arts and how people can access music, entertainment, and then something crazy happened. An unregulated, ungovernment-controlled thing called the internet came along, and brilliant people with ideas came and built it into something incredible. We're at the point today where the government is ready to fuck it all up and take it all away and stick it up your ass because, well, that's what governments do. But in the fading light of those wonderful heady days and what the last 5 years have been, the last show before our tragically wonderful open house that we hold every year, the last of the regular kind of shows before the rethink, the reformat, the refit, the redo, the newer, the better, the more powerful, the Tony Stark suit, Iron Man 5 or something like that. Barbershop podcast will rise like the phoenix, but this is truly the end of something, and I wanted to end with something fantastic and someone who's been along the whole way, who's been a big part of what this studio is about and what we have managed to achieve, knows what we intend to continue to achieve. A man close to my heart who is a regular guy with a regular life, and that means it's magical and it's spectacular and it's wonderful and it's full of things that if you are awake and alive you can capture and you can revel in. And he has a way with words, and he's always been curious and he's always been artistic. And he's been my friend for a while, certainly been a friend with Ryan for a while, and he's certainly been someone who's loved music probably your entire life. Scotty Bakalar, thanks so much for coming in the studio. How are you, brother?
I'm good, Kevin, and you?
Very good.
Hello, Ryan. Hello, Gary.
They put in the black screen. We're not allowed to communicate with them that way. It's just you and me. So, early memories of music? Were you strapped to the table and forced to listen to certain types of Bavarian music? Is that true at all?
No.
Okay. Where are your earliest musical, where does it connect with you?
Musical family.
Yeah.
Singing around the house, radios, pianos, guitars, lots of music.
Yeah, encouraged and
supported, and some hand holding.
Yeah. Yeah, and go through it. So what were some of the influences? Because I know when you met Ryan, those guys, and they're running Steel City Studio, I'm sure everyone had a lot more hair, and they were like, you probably wear the same waistline, you bastard, but like most, but it was like people were younger, so they were into faster or heavier music. Like what was the kind of progression or transition of you musically, what you liked?
Well, it started out, K-Tel.
Yeah.
K-Tel.
Best of.
For
those of you who don't know the younger cats, that was in the album wax days when you would get a 33 and a third RPM record stuffed with sometimes like, because you can put more music on a disc if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of tonal quality, and K-Tel certainly was.
Yes.
So you could get up to like 20 cuts per side sometimes, 15 at least. So you could get 30 songs on one record, and they were the best songs too, right?
Yeah, and I was an AM guy for a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't discover FM until way later.
Yeah.
And then it was like, whoa.
Yeah, FM.
What is all this?
Yeah, again, for the younger people who, and you have to remember that we are from an era where, radio was omnipresent. And now it's like the internet is usually the first thing they run into instead of maybe after radio. But radio, FM, frequency modulation. AM was always the big boy. AM had the hit songs, had the corporate thing going. They didn't like anything that FM represented or what they wanted to do. They kept FM at bay and out of the loop completely. So when FM did come in, there was a lot of hippies and weirdos and stuff like that. And people played what they called AOR, or album-oriented music. So people get into much bigger things, right?
Yep.
All right, so go on.
And then I got into some early punk, but then I didn't lose any of those roots. I sort of graduated into different styles, and not really paying a whole lot of attention, but at times that was very odd.
Very odd.
That was very odd indeed.
So there's always a progression and a transition, even amongst ourselves. So when you started playing and you're in a band, you get your first bunch of friends together, what were you doing? What were some of the covers that you were doing? Punk, right?
Punk.
Yeah, and it was fast.
Punk originals and three-piece power trio, and just screaming it out.
Yeah, and you were writing at that point too, obviously.
I was not.
No, you're just doing covers.
Yeah, not even. Just they would say, "Here's the guitar, here's the bass. Go learn it, play something, and then have it ready for next practice." And we would just continue to do that. I was just playing guitar.
So writing's still probably a bit of an exercise for you today, right? It's not something where you had a giant book of
an exercise.
Words and thoughts to get out there.
Right.
And musically, guitar, you're known to that you play in alternate tunings. And a lot of times, again, for those not familiar, there's a standard tuning or a series, but there's what we call standard tuning, where everyone will tune a string to a certain tightness and a certain frequency to it, and other people change one or two of those strings, and those are kind of standard alternate tunings, where they're not the normal one, but there's maybe 5, 6 of those, which make for very interesting music. You can play something similar and yet different at the same time. It requires a different part of your brain, a different creativity, I guess, or ability to release something or accept something, I don't know. But you kind of do it a bit different, don't you? What's your technique with your open tunings?
It's the same kind of thing. Some strings are changed, some strings aren't, and it's just a picking pattern. I was never great with the fingers, so I gravitated towards syncopations, a lot of syncopated playing and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the roots, if the root is the same, then it's 1-5-7.
Right.
Just changing the key.
So it's borne fruit, and you've got a body of work that is so familiar and yet so fresh at the same time. And that's something that I've always been very excited about. I've always enjoyed working with you, be it live performances or coming in and working on projects here at Boxo Studio. But for those of you who haven't heard it, you're going to get a little taste of it. We're going to start off with a live tune tonight. What's the first thing you're going to do for us?
This song is called Already Gone, and this is kind of a Don't you love me as I'm walking out the door, but after that, because I'm already gone.
Love it.
Right.
And you will too. You're going to hear it right now. barbershoppodcast.com.
You're the one who planted that seed. Now don't want me hanging round. Sorry days and now my heart bleeds. I won't let it get me down. You dismissed me quick as you please. I'm standing naked, torn and shaking. Don't you look for me, I'm already gone. Oh yeah. Your willing ways tells me your game. You turned it on and pulled the plug. Seems a shame and it just ain't right to see your pretty face so smug. You dismissed me quick as you please. I'm standing naked, torn and shaking. Don't you look for me, I'm already gone. There's no goodbye, you just disappear. A lonely trip, this trip you're on. Ain't too hard to figure it out. How on earth you got me gone? You dismissed me quick as you please. I'm standing naked, torn and shaking. Don't you look for me, I'm already gone. Oh, yeah.
Already gone right here, barbershoppodcast.com, and that's Scotty Bakalar. He is one of the great musical resources we have here in Hamilton, Ontario. It is full of artists who have so much to give to the vibrancy and the color that we feel here in the great city of Hamilton, Ontario. We're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. There's some people who work with those people, the entertaining people. If you're an entertainer, then you may need to meet these people. It is HNG Entertainer Services. Check them out. You know you're going to lead a busy life being a musician, lots of things going on. You need an extra set of hands to help you. Let H&G Entertainer Services help. They're not agents. They're not managers. H&G Entertainer Services, they assist with the busy lifestyle of musicians. And you know, that's all the BS that you don't want to get around to, that you need to get around to get it done. You know, if you're going to be looking for grants, if you're going to be looking for applying for any kind of competitions or government programs, certainly can help you with that sort of thing. They do taxes. They do your bookkeeping. Check them out. Gary and Heather do a great job, and tell them Kev sent you, and they'll probably give you a big fat discount, guaranteed there. All right. Scotty Bakalar is in the house. You have been someone who, on top of being musical, you've been inclined on the other side of the glass, as they say, enjoying the technical aspects of not only the scientific aspect of how music kind of is made, but how it's produced and how it's recorded. Tell me about kind of that trip.
Took some audio training, and just hung around studios and bugged people and begged for rap chords, and eventually started learning a little thing here. I know some things about some stuff.
Yeah.
And I love the process. I love the building. I just love the entire process from front to back.
And you're quite renowned in the work you do with videos as well. So I'm sure you take for granted that it's a complete thing. You know, it's like you can look at the various disciplines, but it's really, across the board, assault on your senses. If you're going to produce art that's more than just that narrow field that you may want to think it is.
Yes, it's like mind and body together.
Yeah.
All encompassing.
Yeah.
In one's life.
And knowing what it is and how to accept it and how to dance with it and how to support it and how to go through, like any relationship, is important.
And how to lose it.
Yes. And it's easy to lose, and sometimes you need to just take a little short vacation, and that's okay. Everyone's good. They used to call each other at night and say, I love you, and it's all good and dandy. But, people always said to musicians, you never quit. You put it down for a while. The guitar players don't quit. They just put it down for a while.
They just lose their calluses.
Yeah. And then get a challenge to build it back.
Quickly.
All right. We got some stuff on that vein that we are speaking of, recorded wise. The first one is a video. It's called Didn't Say I'd Never Leave. I'm not even going to ask about it. I'm just going to play it because it's great. And it's right here on barbershoppodcast.com.
Never said I didn't We've said our sorries. I can't get one last for free. Never said I didn't love you. I didn't say I'd never leave. I don't care what you believe. Never said I didn't love you. I didn't say I'd never leave. Started strong, but then I watched it fade. Looking back, I see mistakes I've made. For some the strength will pass the test of time. Then for us it's just the end of the line. Don't like my story, I don't care what you believe. Never said I didn't love you. I didn't say I'd never leave. We've said our sorries. Can't get one last for free. Never said I didn't love you. I didn't say I'd never leave. I never said I didn't say I never said no, I didn't say I'd never be. Oh.
Fade to Black. Great little video. You over at Pine Street Studios, Michael Berthelmer's little, I won't say little, the event he puts on with so much talent. He's really got a great ear and a great reputation in this town, meeting a lot of great people through music. It's kind of goes
Indeed.
in hand with it. Fellow travelers writing and sharing, as it were, so many stories. And we briefly touched on that maybe writing wasn't the easiest thing. You have to mine, the emotions, and you have to kind of do it. And we're all very aware. It's like working out at the gym. You're like, I should be writing right now because I'm happy. And I'm only happy 18% of the time, like outright happy. I should be writing something right now. Do you feel that? Or do you often just go with like, I came up with a rhythm. The rhythm inspired me to fill it with words.
Yes, that's generally how it works.
Yeah.
I have a rhythm, and then I just do some gibberish, and then something inevitably happens, because it always happens.
It does. It's like a sluicing with gold.
That's just the ammunition.
Yeah.
Right. Because, and of course you can write when you're happy, but I think sometimes you need stuff to happen.
And bits and riffs and things that carry themselves over generations and time, where it's just not quite right. I haven't found the beginning, the end, the bridge, whatever for something, but it still comes in. And yet I've seen you pick something up, strange guitar, strange tuning, and it comes out almost immediately.
Yeah.
And you realize you need to capture that, or it's gone just as quickly.
Yes, I do, and I've lost a lot, as many do. You lose a lot if you don't put it down on something.
Yeah.
You got to get it down on something. I'm always smacking myself in the head. Idiot.
A Jetson Age dream catcher of some sort. Song catcher, we'll call it. All right, we've caught one. There's my segue, and now we're going to send it out. What's the next one you're going to do for us?
This song is called Stranded.
Stranded. I love this one. I've heard it a number of times. The pleasure of hearing it being recorded here. And now you're going to get to hear it recorded here. Again, sent to you. This is Stranded. This is Scotty Bakalar. And this is barbershoppodcast.com.
For someone to come along. I know that you're stranded. Ooh, don't know if you planned it. Your light it shines just as bright as mine. I know that you're stranded. Never wanna let you go. Never wanna let you go. Your day is strange, so much has changed. I know that you're stranded. That you planned it. I know that you landed. Don't know that you planned it.
Absolutely fantastic combination of so many sounds and taking someone away. I mean, that's probably when you feel yourself being taken away by one of your own songs, I guess that's when you know you're kind of on the right track, right?
Yeah, and I've pretty much sort of shortened the process. If it's not, I know pretty much right away, and I don't spend a lot of time on it.
It's easy to be too hard on yourself, right?
Generally, they come out very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And then I just find the subject.
And being with Sharon, like, she is someone you can trust who has a great ear. That has been her gig. She understands that, and she'll tell you the truth if it's good and what's good about it and what isn't. And it's kind of, it's nice because quite often the great stuff, we don't even see it as great stuff. And someone else goes, whoa, 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 what was that? Play that again.
That's
right.
And
it becomes kind of the heart and soul of something that's...
That's right. And a fantastic sounding board she is indeed.
Yeah, it's always good to have, like, this is a hard scrabble, tough business. For those of you who aren't musicians who are watching this show, it's something that they have to do. Extroverted introvert, someone turned inside out in order to facilitate what they have inside of them, which is this kind of strange combination of wanting to be heard and not wanting to make a big fuss. Some people love it just for the spotlight. And if anyone gets anywhere in this business, damn it, they've earned it. It's tough, and good on you. There's always a process and a grind that goes on. You've been working on a piece of music. You're working on a record for a little while now. Yeah. And again, it's something like Bob Ross would say, it's you got to know when you're done. But you've kind of defined your sound now because you probably kind of let it define itself, and it's taking you
pretty
there.
automatic. It really, really is with the style of playing and the writing that is simple to me because it happened. If I live it, then I write it.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, the purest form.
And it's I think something that as a listener, they're writing about their life, but the mirror is right there. It's easy to reflect on. Everyone's welcome to cast their own reflection.
Yeah.
And those often have a great chance to hit, and I hope that when this record comes out, all you buy it and get into it because it's going to be a great one. We're going to play a track so you get a little ear candy, as they say. This one's called When I'm Gone from Lafayette County. So that means at one point one must have been in Lafayette County.
No, this was written for a short film.
Oh.
And it ended up, the film ended up getting changed around the song, and it became about the song.
Wow.
A one-hit wonder.
Wow. Something that was like the understudy who became the icon. And here it is on barbershoppodcast.com.
Been on the road now too many days. That yellow line ain't breaking none. Spent too much time, my time is done. Some down home folks is what I need. I missed that barn dance on Friday night. No fancy dress.
kick-ass, bum-shaking music. When you can get the girls to dance and the boys to drink, you're on the right track, be it a strong track. Wow, I'm making my microphone print what I'm saying. It's magic. All of it shall go down, scribed into stone. It's a digital age. You got to do all this shit yourself as far as promoting. Being someone who's kind of computer literate and seeing how the music industry has evolved and that it is infinitely more accessible to a fault, perhaps, and that it's become something that does not have value because it can exist in a strictly zeros and one kind of ether, because it's strange how it's something that affects us so emotionally and on such a basic level can be reduced to sound waves that tickle us a certain ways that can be further reduced to numbers, binary numbers that can make machines reproduce things.
Always value in numbers. Even on the most minuscule scale, there's always value.
Yeah.
You just need to find the value.
True. And I think when you produce legitimacy, and by then it's not like somebody coronates you that you are hereby legitimate, it's when it is a true reflection of the human condition, unafraid and uncensored, naked and pure, be it in any art form, that's going to stop the common man in his tracks, let alone the art house Denzians who tell us if we're good enough to make the grade. There's a certain part where I detest these people, the people who run the industry, the people who will make it happen for you in this business. I don't like them. I don't like that exclusivity and that snobbiness and that cliquey, clubby.
And you take matters into your own hands.
Yeah, I've kind of had to in this way because I believe there's more of us than them. And I feel that so many artists are...
Us versus them. No.
Yeah. No, I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But you have to take matters into your own hand at a certain point and go, well, what has the establishment done for me? And that doesn't mean be a dick or piss anyone off, but stop waiting for a white knight.
The world owes me a living.
Yeah, or somebody who's going to come in and scoop you up and realize your brilliance. You just have to say, no, I'm going to find my audience. And I hope, the Barbershop Podcast has served as a conduit to help you find someone or something that you've loved musically, something that's real. And that's what we say about Barbershop Podcasts. It's real music, real people, real Hamilton, and real good. And we're going to play another live tune. What are we going to do for us next?
We're going to do Telling You Now.
Well,
because I couldn't tell you then.
You couldn't tell me then, but he's going to tell all of us now. You're going to hear some Scotty Bakalar right here, right now. BarbershopPodcast.com.